Oh, running behind. So I'm going to make this kind of quick. I get some questions about what are the differences between 2-cycle and 4-cycle engines. I got some thoughts. This is an AI overview of the pros and cons between 2-cycle and 4-cycle. Overview. 2-cycle engines offer a high power to weight ratio, lighter weight, and simpler designs, making them ideal for equipment like chainsaws, dirt bikes. Conversely, 4-stroke engines provide better fuel efficiency, lower emissions, higher torque at lower RPMs, and longer durability, making them better for cars, lawnmowers, and larger machinery. That in a nutshell. For your small handheld tools, it's better for 2-cycle. For your bigger machines, like lawnmowers, better as 4-cycle. So, 2-cycle engine pros. Higher power to weight ratio, generally lighter and more powerful for their size. Those gas weed whackers got some whip to them. Simpler design, fewer moving parts, no complex valves, making them easier to repair. Immediate power, faster acceleration with snappy power delivery. Yes, incredibly yes. Operates in any position due to a lack of a dedicated oil sump. They work well upside down or at all angles, so you can flip it down, but all over the place. The cons to a 2-cycle. The fuel oil mixing. You gotta make your own gas. Ethanol-free gas and 2-cycle mix. Best combo out there. Lower efficiency and higher pollution. If you're an environmentalist trying to save the world, I don't think mowing your yard for half hour is going to make a big difference. Don't come at me about that. Shorter lifespan, high RPMs, less efficient lubrication, easier to lead to faster wear. The other thing too is, if you only use it like once a year, turn it over. More than once a year, okay? I had this one lady, she had a pole saw, one of the combi ones, and she used it once a year. She brought it in one year, and it was seized. The thing about 2-cycle is that cylinder is not only burning the gas, but using the oil as a lubricant. If you only use it once a year, that cylinder is not lubricated. So, muffler, air, water, rust. Less torque, generally less torque at low RPMs. Yeah, we know that one. 4-stroke engines. Here's the pros. Fuel efficiency, better fuel economy, consuming fuel once every 4 strokes. Okay, that's probably the reason why riders in zero turns do so well in gas. Cleaner, environmentally friendly, lowers the emissions, and no need to burn oil. Better torque, high torque at low RPMs, smoother, even more even powered delivery. So, when you're moseying along on your rider, there you go. Longevity and durability generally lasts longer due to a better lubrication system. That's as long as you're using it consistently. Don't use it just once a year. Don't do that. The cons. They're heavier and more complex. More parts, valves, camshafts, make them heavier and more expensive to repair. We've had some 4-stroke weed whackers in here. They're another nightmare to work on. Requires oil changes. Regularly requires oil changes for the crankcase. Less responsive, slower acceleration compared to a high stroke. Usually when you got like a less responsive. Let me try that again. Less responsive, slower acceleration compared to a two-stroke. Two-stroke, when you pull at it, trigger is 4-stroke. It's got to wind itself up. So, summary comparison. So, my printer, this first paragraph, everything else, it printed fine. But this first paragraph, it cut off all the letters on the side. So I had to kind of transpose, look at the screen, look at this, look at the screen, look at this. Of course, so at the bottom, here we go. So feature 2-cycle, 4-cycle. Lower cycle. 2-cycle, it's every 1 revolution. 4-cycle is every 2 revolutions. Weight. 2-cycle is lighter. 4-cycle is heavier. Fuel efficiency. 2-cycle is lower. 4-cycle is higher. Emissions. 2-cycle is higher. 4-cycle is lower. Ideal use. 2-cycle, chainsaws, trimmers, dirt bikes. 4-cycle, cars, lawnmowers, ATVs. Kind of something I've already been preaching. Takeaway. Choose a two-stroke for lightweight, high revving tools. Choose a 4-stroke for longevity, fuel efficiency, and cleaner operations. So, here's the takeaway. The 2-stroke, string trimmers, chainsaws, blowers, higher torque, can go faster. 4-stroke, they have their own oil reservoirs. You have to change that oil probably every season. So would I choose a 4-stroke? Probably not. I like the snappiness, the quick response that a 2-stroke has. Now here's the one thing that I'm going to share with all of you. While I love a 2-stroke for the way its response is, 2-stroke can be inefficient. For one thing, if you only use it once a year, you're going to kill it faster. You need to be used more than once a year. I just went blank. Holy crow. I lost all of it. My train left the station without me. Oh, Jesus. 2-stroke. Use ethanol-free gas. Okay? Ethanol-free gas and your mix. It's going to be a happier machine. Out of all of it stuff. It's going to be a happier machine. Ethanol-free gas doesn't have the ethanol in it. So when you use unleaded fuel, it creates a hotter machine, which burns more oil. Whereas if you use ethanol-free, it's burning at its normal temperature, which doesn't carbonize the oil as bad and clog up the muffler. That being said, clogging up the muffler. If you have a chainsaw, a weed whacker, a blower, and you pull the trigger and it goes whop, whop, or just when you pull the trigger and it dies out, here's the first thing to look at before you even bring it in here. Look at the muffler. It might have a screen in there, but a lot of the weed whackers and blowers, well, I think blowers and chainsaws have a screen. You can take the screen out. Weed whackers, if you see that little octagon little port on the back, you could take that out too. If you take that out, you might notice that it is completely blacked over, carbonized over. That's the only inefficiency thing about a 2-cycle engine. It burns whatever oil it doesn't use in its cycle. It throws it through the engine into the muffler. Well, if you're using unleaded fuel, you're causing that to get hotter, which means it carbonizes that oil to that muffler, and your machine can't breathe. Probably more of a reason to use ethanol-free fuel, because it's not causing it to burn as hot as unleaded fuel does. So it's not going to carbonize as quickly. You should check it every year. You could if you take that out, grab it with a pair of pliers, take a little mini torch to it, burn it off, flick it off, put it back in. But I don't know about you, but that's a California regulation. You probably don't need to put it back in there. If you want it in there, that's the way you clean it. That's what the problem is when you're pulling the trigger and it goes whop, whop, whop. Or when you pull the trigger and it dies out. That's the problem. That filter is clogged, burned over, and you need to open it back up. It's a lot like our cars too. If your catalytic converter or your muffler gets all clogged up, your vehicle can't rev, can't drive. Same thing with 2CYCLEs. So, as I said, quick video. I know I'm under 15 minutes. I've been trying to make it 15 minutes, but this is the 2CYCLE. It was raining outside. I didn't want to go outside. And I think 2CYCLE, that little pro and con between 2CYCLEs and 4CYCLEs, is actually a good conversation piece. If you guys have any other questions about that, message me here. We could talk over a little bit. It's a little easier to message me on Facebook than it is on YouTube, although I do admire some of you guys, some of the questions I've had on YouTube. Pretty good. Other than that, guys, I love you. I got to get this video posted because it's like 7:52, and I had to answer a few emails before I got on here. But I love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Let's keep this one thing on the front of our foreheads, front of our frontal lobe, temporal lobe. What lobe is that here? Let's treat each other the way we want to be treated. Okay? Makes life easy. Coffee. And something spicy. The sausage. The breakfast sausage. I don't know. I got a good night's sleep again. I love you. I got to see you tomorrow. Peace.